I did a poll on the channel, so here's your choice of Christmas video: rehousing Lasiodora klugi. Hello everyone, welcome to this latest episode. I am your host Robbie and this is Robbie's Talking Teas, tarantula content for tarantula lovers just like yourselves. Now, I don't know if you saw it the other day at my midweek malt podcast. In it I ran a poll on what you wanted to see on Christmas Day. The two choices were Lasiodora Hanamavilla Samika Rehouse or Lasiodora klugi. So the winner of that was the Lasiodora klugi. So now you've all had a great day, you've opened all your presents, you've spent a lot of time with loved ones. I hope all of you sit back and enjoy this video. Before I show you the rehouse though, make sure to smash that like button. It really helps the video reach a wider audience on the platform. So now you've done that, let's show you that rehousing. So welcome to the rehousing of Lasiodora klugi, and this is the enclosure we're putting it in. This is a 30 by 30 by 30 cylinder enclosure from Tarantula Rooms. It's a very basic setup. We have got in the bottom a good 4 or 5 inches of substrate so it can burrow. We've also got a cork bark hide, a water dish over here, and some fake plants in there. Now this thing is looking awesome. It's going to look great when it's on the shelf. Very basic setup. Lasiodora species, they don't need a lot. They're not high maintenance tarantulas. They don't really require any extra humidity or anything like that, so something like this is absolutely perfect for the tarantula. So here it is, the Lasiodora klugi, the Bahia Scarlet bird eater, but it's called the Bahia bird eater here, that we picked up from So Many Legs at the Brighton Invert show. Now this one is a little hair kicker, so I'm going to be very careful taking off the lid to give you guys a better view of it before we stick it in its new home. See, there it goes, very skittish, kicking hairs already. You can see them there floating about in the air. Now this is an absolutely beautiful spider. I know a lot of people in the hobby keep Lasiodora parahabana, and even though these look similar, they do have a lot of subtle differences. Namely, the hairs on the abdomen are more red in colour. They do have a more bulkier appearance, especially the females. I'll pop a picture up of a mature female so you can have a look at it and compare it to a parahabana. Also, the hairs on the legs, look how bushy they look. They're just a stockier overall species, and it amazes me how you don't see too many of these floating around in the hobby. They're hard to come by these days. I know a few months ago Spider Shop had slings in, but to pick one up of this size, you don't really see it. That's why when I was at the Brighton Invert show, I saw it, I kept going back to it, I ummed and ahed about it. I must have visited Andy's table about 10 times questioning whether I should or should not pick this up, but in the end I had to go with it. Another thing with this species is those urticating hairs. After speaking to a lot of people, I have come to the conclusion that more people are affected by these hairs than say with the parahybana. Whenever they flick them, they seem to be more sensitive. I know Scott over at Scott's Inverts had to rehome his klugi because the irritation it was causing to his skin, he just couldn't deal with it, so he had to give it to someone or sell it to someone and pull it in a new home. But hopefully we're not going to have to do it with this one. So let's get this one rehoused. Seeing as it's been flicking hairs and they are very irritating, I am going to use a catch cup. I'm not going to repeat the same mistakes I made in the arboreal rehouse video where I didn't use one and I ended up getting nipped. I ended up getting a bite. So in this video I am going to try and get this into the catch cup. Hopefully it's not going to flick too much at me, and hopefully we can get it straight over the top here into the catch cup without too much hassle. Go on, buddy. And this one is unsexed. In you go. See, that wasn't too much hassle. There it is inside my oversized catch cup, but it's better to have it in something like this with a bit of room to maneuver in it than something tiny, especially as it's going into a bigger enclosure. So let's do that now, and let's get it rehoused. Me. So here we go, putting the spider into the new enclosure. Now people may think that this is a bit big for it, but let me tell you, these guys do reach a 9 to 10 inch diagonal leg span, so this enclosure will be perfect for it for a very long time, and I won't have to rehouse it again, hopefully. But if I do, I'll get something bigger, and you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But now let's get the spider safely into its new enclosure. I'm just gonna pop this on the cork and kindly, gently guide the tarantula down into it. There you go. And there it is. Already making nice use of that cork bark. Hopefully it'll go in there, dig a little burrow, and be happy for years to come. And there it is. I'm sorry about the glare. It can't be helped. From the tarantula room enclosure, these are so crystal clear that any light that hits it reflects back off into the camera. But there it is, Lasiodora klugi exploring its new home. Such a beautiful species and so underrated. I do wish these would get bred more in the hobby. Absolutely gorgeous spider. Is this one I'd recommend for beginners? Yeah, I believe so, as long as you can take caution when doing rehouses, because those urticating hairs are irritating. And if you do want a big bulky spider, then this one definitely does fit the bill. And also be prepared that you won't be handling this at all. I don't recommend handling tarantulas because of how unpredictable they are. And if you want to see how unpredictable they are, go back and watch my last rehouse video where I was doing arboreal species. Like I said, I did get a little nip from a New World species on my finger. It was totally my own fault. But that's what happens when you overestimate and you're too confident when dealing with tarantulas. At a split second, they can turn around, they can give you a bite, and it's just not worth it. Your safety and the safety of the spider is more important than handling. They don't get anything out of it. It's all a selfish practice for the owner, just to be able to say I've handled a spider, and that's pretty much it. That's why the first defense mechanism of these guys is normally to run away and hide. They don't want to be interacted with. They want to be left alone. So that's why, just like fish, you should keep your tarantulas as observational animals. So I'm going to leave this one here to get settled in. Merry Christmas. And I'll see you guys in the new year. So there it is on the shelf. I know I said that was the end of the rehousing, but I just wanted to make an extra comment. Earlier in the year, I did a review on tarantula room enclosures, and I said I probably wouldn't buy any more due to the reasons given in the video, but I've had a change of heart. Since then, I've got several in the post. I've rehoused several tarantulas, and I actually now think they're great. They're fantastic. They look great. They serve a purpose. I love how crystal clear they are. I know I had that one that was murky, but that was seems to have been a one-off. A lot of people said it had film in it that was making it murky, but it wasn't. Both sides had been removed, but it was a one-off issue and I haven't had it since. These are crystal clear. For tarantulas that, you know, you're going to keep in there for a very, very long time, these are excellent. I still do have a slight problem with ventilation in them. If you are using moist substrate, only having ventilation on the top it kind of makes it awkward. You do get a lot more mold in there due to this. So for me, if I'm rehousing a terrestrial species like this that doesn't have extra humidity or anything like that, it's absolutely fantastic. If you're gonna house say a moisture dependent or high humidity species like a Peace Laferia or something like that, I would still prefer to go glass. But having said that, I do think these look great. They serve the purpose. They do very well. As you can see here, the little klugi is enjoying himself, investigating his new enclosure, and I think it looks great on the shelf. I like the way the rounded face on it makes it look on the shelf. I think it's going to be very happy in there. Hopefully I don't have to rehouse this for a very long time, and hopefully this one molts soon, because I would like to be able to sex it. I mean, I could look ventrally right now, but as we all know, that's not a reliable way to sex a tarantula. So I'll wait for it to molt, and yeah, I'll give you an update in a future video of how it's doing. So that's all I've got to say about tarantula room enclosures. They are great. I have changed my mind on them since the review. So if you're looking for a good priced size enclosure, like I said, this is a big 30 centimeters round, definitely pick one up. I've seen they've started selling tarantulas on the site too, so definitely check out tarantularooms.co.uk. So this really is the end of the footage, so we'll end it here. So there you have it, Lasiodora klugi, an absolutely beautiful spider in its new setup. As I just said in that last little bit of footage, I may have been a bit hasty when I did my review on tarantula room enclosures. I've now had a change of heart, a change of mind. I've got a few of them now. I've got a few species housed in them, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. So if you're on the hunt for a new enclosure in the new year, definitely check them out. So I'm going to end the video here. This is the last one of 2021. I'll be back in the new year. I'll probably rehouse that Pisophilia Hanamavilla Sumica, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. So I hope you're having a great day. I hope your family are well. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you've had a great Christmas. I'll see you in the new year. Take care.